Hello everyone, hope you enjoyed that little shop along beforehand. And yeah, Cindy and I went to the bins today, had a good time. I gotta move these over here so I don't forget to show them to you guys. So yeah, so thank you also to Judy, who was at the bins and came up and said hi this morning. Thank you again. It was good meeting you again, Judy. We had met there once before, and appreciate you coming up and talking. And then also I wanted to give a shout out and hope you guys will show some love and go and subscribe to Dustin, who I also met at the bins this morning. And I've seen him there before, but he just started his own YouTube channel called Flip and Ship. So I will put a link in the description to his channel. So let's go check him out and give him some support. We all know how it's hard once you first get started on something. So yeah, he found some good stuff today. So did we. So that's a great thing about the bins. There's plenty for everybody. Yeah, I'll just hop right into this. We found this copper pot. Now this is marked 1976 on the bottom, and it's got the brass handle with the copper cladding on the outside. And it's actually, in really good condition. The copper will polish up really nice. These pans, with the lid, it would be worth quite a bit more, but we didn't find the lid. But the pan itself is like around $50. So I expect to get $40 to $50 for this. And fortunately, this one isn't too big, so it's not too hard to ship. So that's always a factor too. And one of the things I found out is I've been shipping stuff parcel post as opposed to priority mail, because parcel post is cheaper. That's because it's the ground, USPS ground. And I've been having really good delivery times with parcel post, usually only a day or two longer than priority mail, which really surprises me. And people have been commenting, on my eBay store that fast shipping and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so, as a way to help people, afford things a little better, I've been doing a lot more parcel post, and it's still getting delivered very quickly. Obviously, it's not the 2 to 3 day priority mail, although in some cases it is, especially if they're not too far from the Midwest. So it's an idea. If you're shipping things priority, you might want to try parcel post for a while and see if that helps. Anyway, so that's what I will put this up. Oh, I will show this. Cindy and I stopped at a garage sale on our way home, and it just happened to be the guy running it. His name was Clay. He's 1 year older than I am, and so we just had a great time talking to him. But we picked up this scarf. It's a Nate and Nora, or Nick and Nora rather, not Nate, Nick and Nora. It's a cowboy themed scarf. So here's the tag. Nick and Nora, made in the USA, out of New York. So it's 100% silk scarf. $1 for that. That's a $20 scarf basically. So that was kind of exciting. In the bins, I found some vintage hankies. There's like this nylon. It's still got the original label on it. It's nylon. It does have a stain right in the middle. Not sure what that would be, and if it would come off, but we'll see. There's that one, and then picked up this one that has lilacs on it in the corner, and then it has these pine trees along the bottom. I just thought it was a nice hanky. Great, no stains or anything on that, so that was really nice. I picked up, I don't know why, picked up these 3 porcelain light switch covers. And these are obviously not normal light switch covers. These are for the larger switches, but I just thought they were cool, so I picked them up. This one does have a chip in the corner, which I didn't notice till I got home, but it's got birds on it. That's kind of nice. And then this nice floral design, double switch. So yeah, we'll see what we can get out of those. Now this is a fascinating item. This is an old server utensil of some sort. It is monogrammed. It looks like J-O or just the name Joe. Could be either one. And I looked for marks on it. It is a silver plate. You can tell because it's got some just tiny bits of verdigris in here, which is the copper metal coming through over the silver. but I eventually found a little tiny hallmark right there. It's a crown, which indicates this is probably English, based on the crown. But that's the only mark that's on it. But it's a beautiful old utensil. It's missing some paint right there. But yeah, I really liked it. So I think I'm going to polish it up because it'll look much better polished, and then try to sell it. And then I pick up these animals. Found a mountain lion. Woo! I do well selling this. Cindy asked me this morning, she goes, well, do you sell those on eBay or at the Pink Elephant? I said, yes. I sell them on both. I have great luck both places, particularly the Schleich animals. This one is not. This is just a Safan Limited, which I have sold these as well. They tend to do more wildlife than Schleich. But I found these two horses, which are Schleichs, and they are medieval, in these medieval outfits. They would have originally had riders to go with them. Didn't find the riders, but did find the horses. And these are at $10 to $15 each. So these are going to go down to the Pink Elephant because we have the Renaissance Fair every year here, and we have a lot of people from the Renaissance Fair come into the Pink Elephant. So I think that will be attractive for them. And then I wasn't sure about this. I was going to look it up before we left, but I ended up buying it before I had a chance to look it up. But I'm glad I bought it. We pay 49 cents for glassware at our bins. This little drinking glass with the bathing suit diver getting ready to dive. And it's a Molly Hatch. And her stuff, these glasses go for $25 to $30. I was really surprised. So glad I picked that up. Good profit on those. And then I did find some great books, which we'll get to in a minute. Speaking of porcelain, I picked up these. These are actually clay tiles. There's one with the moon. These are small, like 2.5-inch tiles. There's, oops, it's the sun and the moon on that one, which I thought were pretty fun. And then there's this bird. It's like a chicken. So those will go down to the Pink Elephant also, because or even on my Whatnot sale maybe. Anyway, found this lighter. It's a gold tone lighter. No markings on it, but I thought it was an interesting light. It needs a new flint, but this pops open and then it actually folds back even more, and that's how you do the starter thing, which I thought was interesting. So yeah. So like I say, there's no marks on it, so I don't know who made it, but it's an unusual one. So I'll have to see if I can find anything on there. Cindy found this little owl ring. This would be a great Whatnot item. It's got my ring sizer here. It's a size, looks like about a size 7, 6.5 to 7. So it's a cool little ring, I thought. It's really heavy too. And then Cindy also found these 2 pocket watches. This one is a Baylor, and these actually are sell for like $30 to $50, which I was really surprised at. This one, yep, this one works. And this Westclock Pocket Ben, it's called. And this one, you can hear it ticking. It ticks nice and loud. So that was a fun find, made in USA. Oh, the Baylor is a Swiss-made watch, so I was excited about that. At first, I didn't think it was very much, but yeah, it's a nice Swiss-made watch. So those were exciting finds. So yeah, we paid a total of just under $20 today. So easily got our money back, plus. And that was the books. Little Men, Louisa May Alcott. This is a 19... No date in this one, that's right. This one didn't have a date in it. But it's a nice book. I've sold these down at the Pink Elephant, so that'll go down there. Also found An Old-Fashioned Girl by Louisa May Alcott. This is a 1911 version. Yep. So the covers, you know, shows a little wear, but the inside pages are in great condition. So somebody got rid of a number of their books, I think. The Bobbsey Twins, another one of these. This is an earlier edition from the 30s, I believe. If I remember right. 1938. Yes, because that was 1938 kind of became our theme today, because we found this book plus another one from 1938. Penrod by Booth Tarkington. Now, interesting story. Our daughter went to school at Booth Tarkington Elementary School in Wheeling, Illinois. So there's a connection with the name. This is a 1914 edition. Not worth very much, probably $5. But this one was exciting. Alice in Wonderland. Look at that cover. Isn't that great? It's a, you know, the dust jacket's a little worn on it. There's no date in this one either, but it's a great condition considering, other than the dust cover. But this is a $20 book. So, yeah. Then I found this one, Hotel by Arthur Haley. Yeah, there's my receipt. $19.44 all told. Another great book. This is a first edition, but there were a lot of them, so it's not worth too much. $5. And then these are the interesting ones. Wapasha. This is actually a high school yearbook from St. Felix High School in Wabasha, Minnesota, which is along the Mississippi River. And so it's interesting, they have these pictures. This is from 1935. There's the St. Felix School. So it has all these different pictures of different people in here. Cindy and I always like to look through these, you know, just for the fun old pictures, but also to see if there's any famous people that may show up. So that's a high school one, but these are better. St. John's University. Now, St. John's is also here in Minnesota. And 1939. We also got the 1938. So I assume that all three of these people are, you know, it's the same person for all three of these yearbooks. So we have to look them up and see if we can find them. And so, yes, there are some signatures in here. Oh, look at the tennis. Winner of freshman tournament, Guy Limoges. Winston Nelson. So yeah, there's a lot of, oh, must have been a hockey player, because there's all these hockey players that have signed it. Oh, must have been one of his classmates. There's a obituary. Well, it's not really an obituary. It's just an article saying how someone was killed in a crash. William Newton. Not too bad. So yeah, so there's a lot of different things in here. It's fun to see all the different names. Oh, there's a whole bunch signed in the back too. So anyway, so that's the 1939. Now the 1938 one, this one's even more interesting because it is full of signatures and even addresses of where people lived. Yep, names and addresses. Like it was a whole contact list in the book. And lots of sayings. Dear Bob, although I didn't belong to any of your clubs, I shall always remember you as a swell fellow. Swell fellow, I love it. Oh, too fun. So yeah, oh, there's one. So, wow. Coca-Cola. These pages are a little stuck together. Lots of love. When you run for senator, I'll give you 2 votes as often as I can. Oh, too funny. So yeah, I'll have to look through and see if there's any famous people in here. Because sometimes people have found old yearbooks and famous people's signatures are in there and they become quite valuable. You never know what you're going to find. Thank you guys for joining us today. We'll catch you next time.